Now at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to say a massive hello and thank you to literally thousands of fight fans who are joining us live across various social media platforms, and especially the massive amount of Scottish fans tuning in specifically for this next contest. Go on yourself. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the penultimate bout of the evening, bout number 4 for YOKKAO 40. And let me first of all introduce to you in the blue corner, from Australia, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Albert Xavier.
Now, Mr. Serapisos, I'm going to throw over to you here because you know Albert Xavier quite well. What can people expect to see from Albert here?
See, the thing with Albert is he's a tough customer. So I fought him a few years ago and he's just tough. So this is an interesting fight because they're two guys that really come and bring it. You know, both of these guys bang and they both want to win by knockout. You know, Albert's got some pop in his shots. Spencer will be a little bit bigger and he's thicker than Albert. So it'll be an interesting, I'd say Spencer has the weight advantage. But there's no...
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, Albert Xavier.
Very intriguing matchup.
Yeah, great fight, Albert Xavier. The fight's at 64 kilos. That's around the weight that Albert fights at in around the scene at 63.5 kilos. He recently fought Abbas Ahmadi in Melbourne. Yeah. That was a tough fight, a guy with over 130 fights. Albert's fought, again, one of those guys that's fought everyone in Melbourne. He's travelled interstate. He's fought on Max Muay Thai quite a few times.
He made the trip down to...
So, ladies and gentlemen, facing Albert this evening, his opponent in the red corner,
you know he's hungry to
representing the YOKKAO fight team and the Irvin Young team. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome to the ring, Spencer YOKKAOSaenchaiGym.
So here comes Spencer YOKKAO.
He's a very popular fighter. He's quite outspoken on social media. He's an interesting character, and he comes into the ring with a lot of confidence. A big backing, comes from a solid camp at the YOKKAOSaenchaiGym. So you know he's coming to put on a show. This should be great.
Yeah, representing the YOKKAOSaenchaiGym too, guys, and on a YOKKAO show, these guys wear it as a badge of honor, and they want to come in here and show the strength of their camp. Yeah. And obviously someone like Spencer, who's made his move and living full-time and training in Thailand, this is his life. This isn't a hobby, this is what he's doing full-time, and this is his job. He's here to take care of
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner from the YOKKAO fight team, Spencer YOKKAOSaenchaiGym.
Those top training partners to train with day in, day out, that's invaluable. There's nothing that you can replace that with. And that's something that Spencer truly does have the luxury of. You know, training with Manachai, training with Saenchai, training with Singdam, all these top guys that will really help him with his career.
Yeah.
Already you can see Spencer is a big 64 kgs. He's definitely not a small guy. He cut some weight to make this, and I think...
Yeah, he's a big 64 kilos.
It will be quite telling him.
It's funny, though, because walking around before seeing him in his just normal street clothes, he actually didn't look as big and as imposing, and now seeing him in center ring,
kind of puffed
big
up.
back, thick back, thick arms, thick, you know, he's a solid boy.
But then you look over at Albert's legs, and he has some tree trunks on him, too.
It most certainly does.
Very good fight.
Yeah, and I think the stature of this opportunity will not be lost on Albert. He's a hungry fighter, and he knows who he's in there with. He knows the opportunity, the exposure that would come with a win over a guy who has Spencer's kind of following and reputation.
And that's exactly right. You know, Albert's been knocking on the door for a while. He's had hard fights, and he hasn't quite cracked it in regards to winning a really big high exposure fight. This is a fantastic opportunity for him, and it's a very winnable fight for him if he fights to the top of his ability.
And another thing about Albie is, as you see, he's got the Timor-Leste flag wrapped around him, and that's a big part of what he does, and he does take that to heart, and he does feel like he's representing Timor-Leste. He does a lot of charity work. He's a really top-notch A-grade kid.
He wears it on his shoulder both figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
Trainers just having their last words with their fighters as they remove the Mongols.
So this is the second last fight for the evening. Spencer YOKKAOSaenchaiGym versus Albert Xavier from Melbourne, Victoria. And then we've got one fight left after this, Superbank versus Zach.
We're spoiled tonight.
YOKKAO 39 and 40 have undoubtedly delivered tonight. This is
Round one.
Round one, here we go.
Both boys not particularly interested in feeling each other out, just starting strong.
Going hard early.
Yeah.
Good hard
Okay.
low kick, returned by a body kick. Hands flying off from Spencer.
Nice hook on
Albert's
the end of that
chin
combination.
Creeping up a little bit, he's got to watch that.
That's one thing he does do when he goes back, and when the pressure comes on, he does
Correct.
lift his chin back up.
Yes. And that's not something you want to do against a big, strong guy like Spencer that throws his hands with bad intentions.
Both boys kind of just having a look now after some heavy exchanges to start.
Both boys trying to settle into a nice rhythm at the moment. But they're throwing with intention.
Yeah.
Spencer tried to just counter over that jab with his right hand. Another low kick by Albie. Listening to his corner, Albie.
Very trusted relationship Albert has with his trainer. They also
Right hand from Albie, just missing the mark. Low kick again by Albie.
low kick by Spencer, hard low kick. Good body shot. Trying to sweep, didn't
Albert
quite
looks for a
work.
sweep. Nice jab by Spencer.
Both boys kind of settled into this round now.
Nice teep from the rear leg from Spencer YOKKAOSaenchaiGym.
Good evasion by Albie.
He's got his distancing down quite nicely. He's fighting at a good range for himself. Good low kick. Again, good right kick.
Albert's starting to find some body kicks here.
Good strong guard
Looping
too.
shots.
Yeah.
Another right hand just sneaking over the top of Spencer's guard there.
Yeah, Albert's definitely landing some good clean shots at the moment. Spencer's throwing a little bit harder, but Albert's the one landing the cleaner shots right now. Granted, still early in this bout.
Left hook just under arms. Nice evasion
Nice
by
evasion.
Albie. Nice evasion by Spencer.
Wonderful back and forth by these two.
Step up left knee, just misses.
Drifting with that jab, he wants to be careful.
Albert working on a very nice tight guard here.
Yeah, he's very mindful of the power of Spencer early in the fight.
Yeah.
And you can see it, it's evident. Spencer's throwing and he's banging. They hit the guard and you can hear the impact. You can see.
The YOKKAO corner have some instructions in regards to Spencer's low kicks.
Both boys really do look in prime condition for this bout. They turned up looking like they've trained for it. They look like they've put the work in. It's really good to see as professional fighters, boys turning up, looking like they want to be there, looking like they want to put in the effort in, get up for those early morning runs, do the extra work, you know. It's evident in the way that they look, the conditioning, you know, and then the way that they fight late into the bout.
Yeah, Albert's been a very consistently busy fighter over the last 7 years, so, you know, he's always in shape, always ready to fight. And obviously Spencer training where he does train, he has no choice but to be fit.
Exactly.
Round 2.
Good right hand by Albert. He's just popping it out there. He's catching Spencer as he comes in a little bit.
We're getting a little busier with the hands to start this round.
Yeah, Albert always round 2 and 3 he comes up very hard.
Always, yes.
Albert's found some good body kicks already.
He has, and yeah, as you can see, he's marked up Spencer.
Yeah.
Attempted sweep by Spencer into the clinch.
Good balance.
And Elias breaks it up.
Albert seems to be very aware of where he is in the ring. It's really good to see it. He's got the really nice ring control happening right now.
Yeah, definitely, Alexi. 2 good low kicks.
Spencer standing sort of right in front of me at the moment, can really see some reddening going to start happening soon with a few more of those low kicks.
Nice evasion by
very
Albie.
smooth.
Comes back with that right hand as a counter, blocks the body kicks beautifully.
Gives a bit of a smile at the same time.
Nice right overhand.
Looks very sharp. He's baiting, he's feinting. He's aware that he's on the ropes, looking for something to do to move. Oh, hard body shot by Spencer.
Nice left body shot by Spencer.
Left hook just misses the mark.
That was that right hand by Albert again, just popping it as he's bringing his right leg back. He'll throw the teep or the kick, and then he throws that right hand out there. Not hard, but it disrupts the rhythm. Hard shots by Spencer.
Some good body punching by Spencer.
Yeah, coming back with a nice left hook right uppercut. Albert, though, as a counter. Left knee by Spencer.
Albert looking to go over with the left hook, didn't quite land it.
Spencer just glances to his corner for instruction there.
Works off the rope there, Albie. Doesn't want to sit there for too long.
Again, well aware of where he's standing within the ring.
Yeah, just circles back to the center again, Alexi.
Yep.
Low kick again. Those inside and outside low kicks for Albie are landing well because Spencer's really planting heavy on that lead leg to let his hands go.
Yeah,
Some good
those
counter
body
punching
shots are
there.
Well working though.
Yeah. Oh, spinning elbow just misses.
He's landed about 3 or 4 of those that left body rip at the moment again.
Oh,
Just
Beautifully set. That could be it.
I think that might be, and that's the end of the round.
That's the end of the round.
That's all.
It's all over.
And the fight's over.
Beautiful.
Spencer made the statement he was looking to make. Those body shots, they were building up. He landed 3 or 4 of them, and he noticed that he found a home for it, got relentless with it, and then finished his job with it. And earlier, at the end of the second round, it was great work by Spencer with heavy hands.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the antidote to the really tight high guard that Albie was banking on, was he was getting exposed to the body. And, you know, he landed a few of them, and I wasn't sure if they were taking effect, but that last shot definitely hit the mark.
Absolutely. And Albert has been dropped and stopped with body shots in the past. So as you say, it's the kryptonite to having a good high tight guard.
Yeah,
because you're
exposes the body.
focused on defending your head that your elbows come up, your shoulders come up, and your hands are nice and high. The body becomes exposed, and that's exactly why.
Yeah, one thing he does, and he's done it sometimes in the past, is he gets the guard up nice and high, but he does sort of flex forward at the spine a lot, and his elbows do stick right out, and his midsection is open for those shots.
And at this high level, it's mistakes like that that cost you, you know.
Against an experienced
Against an
opponent.
experienced, hard-hitting, strong, and hungry opponent.
And they do call Spencer the body snatcher.
He earned it after that
The
one.
Timorese assassin and the body snatcher.
Albert clearly disappointed.
Very disappointed Albert is.
It's unfortunate, those liver shots, because they hurt, you can't breathe, and then all of a sudden you feel okay. Then it starts hurting again later, but right now, the only thing that'll be hurting is his heart. So you feel for him, but that is the fight game. That is the nature of the sport that you do, and that is these boys' occupation.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, please, a massive round of applause for both fighters. But right on the bell, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 minutes of round 2, your boxer in the blue corner unable to continue. Referee stops the contest, awarding this bout to your winner by KO in the red corner, Spencer YOKKAOSaenchaiGym. And your appreciation, please, for Albert Xavier.
So another win to the YOKKAOSaenchaiGym boys. Singdam and Spencer getting the job done. And now we've got the one fight left for the evening. The Master Superbank facing Zach from Riddler's Gym.
What should we expect from Zach here?
Look, Zach's done some amazing work over the last sort of year and a half. I joke with Riddler that it's a guy he's been keeping secret. He won the four-man eruption.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of other big wins. When they were looking for an opponent for Superbank, his name was one that popped out real early. I think the guy to my right's name popped out a few times as well.
It did.
Yeah, so Zach's taken that position. This is a Superbank. Currently, is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
A guy that's an absolute master of putting people on the canvas. Very handy with his hands as well.